it into the shape. If you kind of bang it on the table a little bit and kind of pull it towards you, you can take it and you kind of bang it, and at the same time you pull it towards you. You should get it to elongate a little bit. This is pretty messy. I suggest that you do this part outside if you're at home. If you're here, you can take your bucket and actually put your bucket right into the sink, and it'll make a lot less mess. Pulling handle, just like when you started making the pinch pots, it's a skill. It takes a while. Like, it may take you 10 of these to get a good one that you can put on your project. It doesn't matter how many it takes, as long as you get a good one. You do want to start with your wedge clay, and then if you pull it towards you, you can start to kind of get it in this like elongated rectangle. Okay. Fill your bucket up with water. I didn't do all the way. I did do about here. Okay. To pull a handle, it's pretty like physically intense. So if you're right-handed, you'll pull with your right hand. If you're left-handed, you'll pull with your left hand. Whichever hand is your non-dominant hand, you want to keep that hand dry. So my left hand is my non-dominant hand. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to keep that dry, and I'm going to get a really good hold on the top. You don't want this top part to get wet because it's going to be hard to kind of hold on to it. And then you're going to be pulling a handle. So it looks kind of weird, but this is how you get a good one. So your clay is still kind of firm. You're going to use the water to actually like pull it down. So you're going to wet your hand, and then you're going to start pulling it down. Every time you put your hand in the bucket, you want to go all the way through. You don't want to go like part way down. You don't want to go up and down. You just want to put your hand in the bucket, get it wet, and then go down. Eventually, your clay will start to kind of like start pulling. You can check this out in the how-to document on what it's going to look like. It does take some time. You got to be careful that you're not squeezing your hand in and out. If you squeeze your hand, you're going to get these dingleberries. You'll see what that kind of looks like. I'll probably get one in a minute. And then you just kind of put that off. This water and clay, really you don't want to dump this down your mom's like sink. It really should go down like in the grass or something outside, or like a sewer drain. Your arm is going to start to feel it. You're really going to feel like the burn and like your triceps from holding this up. Remember, I make everything look easy. It's going to take you a lot of time to kind of get this skill down. You just want to make sure you're going all the way through. You want it to taper. You want it to be a little bit bigger at the top and getting smaller as it goes down. It's up to you if you want it kind of round. If you are doing it kind of round, you want to make sure it's kind of smaller than your finger. I like to kind of flatten mine out. Like the one that I'm passing around has kind of been flattened out. So I take 2 fingers like a peace sign, and then I kind of just start flattening it out. So again, remember that I make things look easy. It's not going to be this easy. It's going to take you several times to do this. Sometimes it's helpful if you like lean your arm against the cabinet. Sometimes you're going to get things break off. That's okay. That's normal. If you squeeze somewhere, like let's say I squeeze too hard and then I keep pulling, eventually that's going to turn into like a little dingleberry and it's just going to come off. If you notice that happening, you can just kind of pinch it off. You're not going to use that part. What's important is up here by where your hand is kind of starting to hold it. This is the part that you need for your handle. So you'll cut off most of the base. You'll probably cut off some of the bottom. But to get that shape of the handle, you really need this upper part. You can slim it out by going this way. You can thin it out by going down this way. And then for mine, I like to put a thumbprint in mine. It's up to you if you want to do that. But when you pass mine around, you'll kind of see that it's kind of got like the indent of my thumb all the way down it. I think it makes a nice rest for when you're actually using it. So again, handles are really important. Whenever you have a handle, they're always going to be picked up by the handle. So you want to make sure that it is like pretty thin, not too thick. All right, the hardest part is once you kind of get it pulled, now you got to make the shape of the handle. So you want to kind of get it so that you get this nice loop. You have to kind of put it on its back. You want to set it down on a table or a board. Let it air out while you're still in class because you want this to firm up a little bit. But then before you leave, make sure that you like double bag it. The best thing you can do is kind of stick it on the edge of a table. kind of put it on the table. I'll turn it to the side a little bit so you can kind of see. If you have some kind of cardboard or a board, you can attach it to that. It's kind of long, so sometimes you want to hang it off the table a little bit. Then you got to make sure that before you leave, you wrap it up really well. So the way to wrap it up is to kind of get the bottom part in the bag, and then it kind of go like up over it. Because this is the part that you need to save. The bottom part's not as important. Again, you do not want to pull a handle on a Thursday or Friday. They just don't last that long. If you pull it on like a Monday or Tuesday, when you come back on like a Wednesday or Thursday, they're ready to attach. So I'll show you how to attach them at another time, but while you're here, do be careful. You wet it a lot, so it's easy to kind of get like little dents in it or twists. You just kind of have to like let it stay there and kind of firm up. Again, this is the part that we want. We'll end up cutting off some of the bottom and some of the other part. If you're in here, I suggest you keep it kind of on your shelf, right where your stuff is. I would also put your initials on it and which period you're in this base part, in the bottom that we don't need. This is the really important part. Be careful when you're around the classroom that you're not running into other people's handles. Okay, does anybody have questions?